Hi friends, I hope you have a wonderful day, and this time I'm gonna be reacting to F1 drivers who shouldn't be alive. This is very intriguing, so yeah, let's check it out.
Oh, and fuel. That's the first time we've had a fuel splash. Oh my goodness me.
Oh no.
Oh, that's a
That could burn everything up. What with the
big crash as well, and that's the Sauber of Marcus Ericsson.
Oh yeah,
big
yeah,
crash
yeah.
on board with Lance Stroll.
These are 10 times Formula 1 drivers survived the impossible. And who better to start off with than Mr. Lance Stroll, a classic in these kind of videos, the ultimate expert in crashes.
Oh, and it's that someone's had it off, and into the gravel they go, and we just look now to see that
Is this gonna show like the fireball? I had a video, but like they took it off. But that was just terrible as
is
well.
Lance Stroll. The safety car now comes out.
On boards. Oh, there's a lot of runoff area. Stroll has gone off. He's
Yeah.
hit the wall.
Oh,
There.
oh.
Gosh! Off the road and into the wall. A heavy one.
But his most extreme crash has to be during Singapore Quali 23. He was putting everything on the line just to make it to Q2. And when Strulovic goes all in, you just know it ain't gonna end well.
Oh, no, he's going to put it in the wall. Big crash on board with Lance Stroll. He was trying to wring the neck of the speed there, and he finds the barrier.
Wow. Complete wreck. Barriers destroyed, and the sight of the car split on track is straight up creepy. But
Yeah.
thankfully, Lance was quick to jump on the radio.
Lance, car is safe. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
After such a brutal crash, it was a
Okay, something is leaking.
miracle he was okay. And it could have been so much worse, because Norris missed him by inches.
Ooh.
Even though he walked out on his own and the medical center said he was fine, he didn't race the next day. Stroll wasn't feeling 100%, a bit sore and dizzy, and the Aston mechanics couldn't fully repair the car either. I think we can all agree that surviving a crash like that with barely any injuries shows how safe F1 is these days. But sometimes
True.
it's not just about safety, luck plays a big part too. And when you've got two kamikazes on the grid, the chances of things going well drops big time. Remember Spa 2012?
It's lights out, away we go. That is a brilliant start from Maldonado. He's already passed Raikkonen, who's passed Kobayashi.
You just know things aren't going to end well when Maldonado jumps the start 3 business days early. Then, Grosjean decides to take the spotlight.
Oh dear, Roman Grosjean, Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton all coming to grief at La Source.
Jeez.
Yeah, right. I forgot about this.
Few drivers can make a mess like that this fast. Luckily, everyone was fine, but Alonso basically got a sneak peek into the afterlife.
Fernando Alonso, who I said would have taken a really
Chills, literally chills.
hefty impact.
Grosjean's car passed 3 inches away from his head. Just wow. Let's be real. Crashes like this are why the FIA brought in the halo. But if
I was thinking about Halo straight away.
Nando almost lost his head. What happened to Schumacher in Abu Dhabi 2010? Even scarier. It was the season finale, and everyone was going for it at the start. That's when Schumi spun at the first chicane,
Schumi?
stuck right there in the middle of the track, when suddenly...
Into the turn 5, and we've got two Mercedes side by side, and they make contact. Michael Schumacher round. Will he?
He's gone straight into him as well. Though surely will have to be the safety car.
No f***ing way. I mean, what are the odds of a car crashing and landing right over the cockpit of another car at that speed? Did it even hit his helmet? The whole thing looked seriously nasty, but it looked like Shimmy was moving his head.
Michael Schumacher, that would have been one scary view from through the
I would never leave my house, I guess. It's so scary.
visor of his crash helmet.
Oh
But,
my
That
God.
was a lucky escape for Michael Schumacher.
And a few moments later, he walked away on his own. If that's not a miracle, I don't know what is. Both Schumi and Luigi walked back to the pit lane smiling. I mean, when you're a hair's breadth away from losing your head, you probably feel like you just won the lottery, right? But if the odds of survival...
Yeah, like the second birth. Oh my god, I don't think that I could walk. My legs would like, I don't know, shivering, melting. I don't know. I probably wouldn't feel my legs.
Surviving that crash was slim to none.
No.
What happened to Barrichello in Imola in '94 is a whole different level. I'm pretty sure we all know what was one of the darkest weekends in F1 history. It was Barrichello who kicked off that horrific weekend. On Friday, the Brazilian was on a fast lap when he lost it at the Variante-Bassa corner, going off at 140 miles per hour and flying straight into the barriers.
Oh!
Upside down, that car, both left-hand wheels, front and rear are off. Looking at it, it's difficult to tell.
Wasn't there a bump or I don't want to say a mountain. I don't know how to say it right. But like he was flying. What the heck?
Who it is? It's Rubens Barrichello, the man who's lying currently second in the World Championship.
A 90G hit,
Oh,
a bunch
wow.
of flips, and the car completely wrecked upside down. There is no way anyone walks away from that, especially when you see something like this. A truly terrifying scene. The medical team got to the crash site pretty quickly, only to find Barrichello unconscious
Jesus.
after swallowing his tongue. He just wasn't reacting at all, and it was just not looking good. After 6 terrifying minutes where he was basically out cold, Barrichello finally woke up and was rushed to the medical center. It turned out he had a small fracture in his nose and a dislocated rib, which honestly felt like nothing considering how bad the crash looked. He didn't
Sorry, stupid question, but how can you dislocate a rib? I thought if it's something, it's just breaking. Dislocate a rib. Haven't heard that.
race for the rest of the weekend and had
Oh my
memory
God.
loss for the next month. But hey, minor
Ooh.
details, right? The 1994 season had some of the most brutal crashes, multiple fatalities, and many additional close calls. An absolute nightmare of a year for F1. In the opening race in Brazil on lap 35, Eddie Irvine and Jos Verstappen were battling it out in the midfield, catching up to Martin Brundle, who had engine problems when they were about to lap Eric Bernard. That's when Irvine shifted left to pass him, pushing Verstappen onto the grass, causing, well, this.
Verstappen's dad? He was racing as well? I thought that he was just pushy and mean dude. I didn't think that he was a driver too.
Trying to overtake Eddie Irvine, and oh, Schumacher is gone off. Oh dear me, that is an appalling moment. Eddie Irvine pulling out to try and pass.
Oh my god. Did you even see that? Verstappen's Benetton literally flipped after hitting Brundle's helmet, which took a heavy blow and split open. Somehow, and I still can't comprehend how.
Wait,
both
what?
Brundle-
I want to see that one more time. What the heck?
that. Verstappen's Benetton literally flipped after hitting Brundle's helmet, which took a heavy blow and split open. Somehow, and I still can't comprehend how, both Brundle and Verstappen walked away without a single scratch. Brundle especially was insanely lucky to make it out alive. I mean, the chances of a car smashing into your helmet and you walking away fine? Ridiculously low.
What the
What even are
heck?
the odds of that? And Irvine? Well, his kamikaze move got him a race ban, which got bumped up to 3 after his appeal failed, plus a $10,000 fine to cool him down a bit. For Verstappen, that wasn't the only nasty crash he had that season. Actually, the most memorable moment of his career came at the German GP, and definitely not for reasons he would have
Jesus.
wanted. It was lap 15 when Verstappen was told to pit.
And in comes Verstappen there. Verstappen coming into the pits, again, the right thing for him to do.
Just a normal pit, you'd think, right? Well, it ended up being one of, if not the scariest one in F1 history.
Ah!
Well, now, just let's keep calm. There are a lot of fire officials down there, and the fire is already out.
Wasn't there one guy, I don't know, who was running, burning inside? Or what the heck was that?
Calm. There are a lot of fire officials down there, and the
Yeah, a guy running. Oh my god.
Massive fireball and flames everywhere, on the car, all over the mechanics. Insane. Thankfully, there was clear organization and coordination, and they were able to put out the fire just seconds later. And Verstappen, he managed to escape from the fireball right there and then. Even though the footage is horrifying, miraculously, neither Verstappen nor any of the mechanics got seriously hurt. And a few moments later, they were getting ready for Schumacher's second pit stop. Honestly, watching it, it's hard to believe nobody got injured. All thanks thanks to the team's speed. But there's one incident
Oh
that's
my
even
God.
harder to believe anyone survived.
But seriously, it looked like one guy burning. He's burning and running inside. Or maybe he got... I don't know.
Ever heard of Luciano Berti? This guy only raced 15 times between 2000 and 2001, yet he survived the absolute impossible. If you've ever heard of him, I'm 100% sure it's for chasing death, not his driving skills. In Australia, he had this little crash just to get things started.
Okay, it's
Then
not
in
that
Monaco,
bad.
racing for Prost, he had a brake failure and nearly smashed into a truck. That could have ended really, really badly. Then in Hockenheim at the start, Schumacher had a gearbox issue that made him go incredibly slow, and Berti just slammed straight into him.
Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, no, no.
Fortunately, even though his car was completely destroyed, he walked away on his own. But it was in Spa when he would
What?
have the scariest one of them
Scariest one? I thought that's the one. Why?
all. Berti was chasing Irvine, getting closer and closer. He then tries to pass him in the super fast left-hand corner Blanchimont, but of course, it didn't go well. Berti slammed
Where
straight
did he
into
go?
the wall at almost 170 miles per hour.
In kilometers per hour, please.
With a crazy 111 G impact. 111. Simply insane. Irvine rushed over to check on him while the marshals were running over, only to see that Berti's helmet was completely smashed at the front. I truly think that's the worst thing you can find in a situation like that. Berti was rushed to the hospital where they found a brain hemorrhage. He was close to a coma. Still, he survived and bounced back. Incredible. However, it did pretty much sign the end of his F1 career. Seeing a car slammed into the barriers is pretty scary. You want a perfect example? Boy, do I.
I would leave even for much smaller crashes. It's insane.
Have one for you. Remember Checo's Monaco quali in 2011? The Mexican lost control of his Sauber coming out of the tunnel and went full speed sideways into the barriers.
Oh. Oh.
Holy shit. A crash that intense and sideways can easily be fatal. In fact, Checo couldn't even get out of the car. The medics had to pull him out. After an hour and 25 minutes of waiting, they confirmed that the Mexican was...
They did take him out for that long?
okay. Just a bruise and a cut on his thigh. No broken bones. Which was nothing compared to how bad it
Bruise on the thigh? What the heck?
could have been. Checo later said he was unconscious for a few minutes and had some memory gaps.
After the crash, I was unconscious for a few minutes and had some memory gaps. When I came to, I felt disoriented and didn't immediately understand what had happened.
He missed the race and also the next...
I bet probably your brain did that, so... Tough.
GP in Montreal because he was still feeling kind of dizzy on Friday. And speaking of Montreal, this is a track where we've seen countless crashes. Some of the scariest for sure.
There was, oh, that's a big
no.
Kubica, and a horrible accident going on there. He's moving his hand.
And I think this next one is one you've most likely never heard about or seen. I'm talking about what happened at the start in 1998. The start at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve is always pretty chaotic. Just ask Alex Wirtz. The Austrian braked a bit too late on the inside, where there was almost no space, slammed into Jean Alesi's Sauber, and went flying.
And he's going for the lead and off goes on. No doubt about that at all.
The worst part, it wasn't even the amount of flips until his car finally stopped. It was his tyres flying off and barely missing him. Luckily, as I mentioned in the title, Wirtz walked away fine. But honestly, all the odds were against him coming out unscathed. It was simply a miracle. If all these drivers survive the impossible, they are nothing compared to what happened to the guy in the next moment. This one's pretty hard to watch. So settle in or click away if you don't have the guts for it. Let's go to the 1990 Spanish GP quali in Jerez. cares? There were only 8 minutes left in Q1 when suddenly this terrifying image popped up on TV. A wrecked Lotus. The guardrail smashed, and Martin Donnelly lying motionless on the track, over 160 feet away from his car. Jesus fucking Christ. Hands down, this is one of the creepiest and scariest images I've ever seen. What the fuck happened? The doctors rushed to the scene and found Donnelly's body limp and unconscious, but somehow still alive, choking on his own tongue, put into a medically induced coma as his organs started to shut down and his heart had already stopped twice. It was looking bad. Very bad. He was rushed to a hospital in Seville in critical condition. He had multiple leg fractures, a broken collarbone, and serious head injury. But after tons of physiotherapy and countless surgeries, Donnelly not only pulled through, but was able to walk again. Yeah, incredible, but true.
I hit the barrier at 176 miles per hour. The car exploded, broke in two. My internal organs were all damaged. And I was lying on the ground, not breathing because I'd swallowed my tongue. I don't think the marshals at the time knew how to react. They're trying to feel my wrist for a pulse. I honestly do think they believed I was dead. I was lying on the circuit, suffocating for 11.5 minutes. Sid Watkins, the medical delegate for the FIA, arrived on scene. He then got me stabilised, got me breathing again, so I could be transferred by air ambulance to the Seville hospital.
All because of a suspension failure. And as crazy as it sounds, the inertia and getting thrown out of the seat actually saved him, since he didn't stop suddenly, which would have most certainly been deadly. If this isn't the definition of surviving the impossible, I don't know what is. And let's just take a second, no more for sure, but a second to thank the FIA for the security improvements over the years. Not to ruin the mood here, but think of how many drivers we could have lost without our current standards. And if you want to bring up the mood a little, watch this one next. And as always,
now I'm thinking about Fireball. He did survive, right? He did. Probably he didn't want to show it because they're copywriting. At least my video was. But oh my god. I can't imagine for 11 minutes you're choking on your tongue. But yeah, oh my god. This was a rough one. So yeah, I hope you did enjoy this video, and if you did, please consider to leave a like and subscribe, and yeah, take care. And I hope I'm gonna see you next time. Bye.